Hi guys, I'm Sam from the Unity of Life, and today we are looking at The Drive to Survive, Episode 7, Season 2. And as you're aware that the Netflix documentary series is a little bit sort of biased in a way, that they're very heavily focused on Red Bull. However, I did say that in this season they did change their focus a little bit from the smaller teams to some of the bigger teams like Mercedes and Ferraris. We've had an episode of Mercedes and now it's Ferrari's turn. So if you're a huge fan of Ferrari and you're fed up with hearing about Red Bull, then it's a good day for you. So this episode was all about Charles Leclerc, is it? Leclerc? I'm butchering his name. I do apologise. I'm not very good at pronouncing people's names or even remembering people's names at the best of times. So he was actually pretty young when he was signed up to Ferrari, which was very unusual for Ferrari to sign up such a young driver. But after a decade of not winning a championship, considering they're one of the oldest teams, not winning a championship in a decade is a huge kick to the guts. Yeah, because they've been there pretty much since day one, and they were dominant for such a long time. And were going off winning all these championships, so they thought that they would change it up a bit and try somebody younger and new and bring in some fresh blood to see if they could get a championship, see if they could start being a serious threat and competing with Red Bull and Mercedes, because there's always seems to be a little war going on between those two teams, at least on the track. So Charles ended up being Sebastian Vettel's teammate. Like I said, this is back in 2019, and I know Sebastian does not race for Ferrari anymore. So Charles was actually 10 years younger than Sebastian, so there's a bit of a year gap there. But it's not an awful lot. When you get older, 10 years isn't really nothing. And Charles, he actually won the Italian Grand Prix in 2019, which would have been a huge success for Ferrari, and they would have been absolutely thrilled and over the moon with that, because it meant that they won their home race. Because we've discussed it in the past that a lot of the time home races put a lot of pressure on the teams, and it puts a lot of pressure on the drivers, because you have the home race of the team and then you have the home race for the driver as well. And you don't always have drivers driving that have the same nationality as the teams, so there's going to be a lot of pressure twice in a season, depending on how many races happen in a country, because in some of the times there's more than one race in each country. So for the Singapore Grand Prix, Ferrari ended up with both their drivers on the podium, and Vettel actually won that race. So they must have been over the moon. They must have thought that they made the best choice, because this is brilliant. They've not won any championships for a decade, even though they've been in the sport for an awful long time, and all of a sudden they've brought in some fresh young blood, and they're winning races and getting even to the point where they were getting both of their drivers up onto that podium. So they must have been absolutely ecstatic, and thought that they definitely made the right decision when signing up somebody younger. So that is pretty much all I have for today. I know that was quite a short episode. Future episodes on this are going to be quite short as well, because I felt as if the second series, it started off really well and there was quite high, and then as it kind of came to the end, there wasn't an awful lot that was going on that was all that interesting. Season 3 picked up, and that was a bit more interesting because you got to see how the drivers coped for with the coronavirus. And you know, they had quite a short season in season for 2020, which is when season 3 was recorded, even though it wasn't released until this year. So don't forget, what we're doing here is we are trying to challenge what is considered normal and trying to get that changed so that we have more diversity, not only in this sport but throughout the world, in anything that we do, in any sport, in any job, right? It doesn't matter what it is. You have human rights, and you shouldn't be treated like dirt because of something you have no control over, like whether that's, you know, your gender, your sexuality, how you identify as a person, or the colour of your skin. And we also have to remember that animals are also very important. They live on this planet too. We have a lot to be thankful for animals, and so we shouldn't be mistreating them or treat them like dirt neither, because they are very, very important. And I'm not just saying that because I'm slightly biased and prefer animals over humans. So if you've liked this content, don't forget to click that thumbs up button. You want to know more of what's to come, press that subscribe button and the notification bell, because then you'll be notified every time there is a video on. Currently, at the moment, because I keep forgetting to say this at the end of each video, we are uploading twice a week, every Wednesday and every Saturday, so keep an eye out on that. Also follow us on all our social medias, so our Instagram and our Facebook page, because that's the best place to keep up to date with us, and we will be keeping you up to date with videos to come when they come out. In case you forget, at the moment it's every Wednesday and every Saturday. If you want to see more videos that are related to this one, then click down here on this playlist. It's all the F1 videos we've done so far. And I will see you in the next episode when we look at the Drive to Survive episode 8. Bye for now.